Hello everybody and welcome to the first bonus episode of Jalopy Shop. Today I'm going to run through kind of what we need to actually get done on this car as a complete list. We really haven't kind of gone into that. We did a little introduction video that was almost 8 videos now ago that we did that one. So I kind of wanted just to break down kind of our plan of attack and where we're going with this car and what I'm going to do along the way. You've already been watching the videos. You already know that we've been working on the front seats, getting the bases made out of sheet metal so that we can mount the seats into the car. So that's actually the first thing on our list is front seats. I've got 2 things I'm looking at. One is to go with the 2015 seats that we've been working with. Really super comfortable seats. One of the things that I'm kind of concerned about is the carpet that I have for the car is more of a grayish carpet. Might clash with the black. And the reason I say that is because I have a set of 2007 GTI seats up on the shelf behind us. They look really similar. The difference is the surround is gray instead of plaid. So that combined with the fact that I bought a set of door panels to match the old GTI, the earlier GTI seats, 2007, might be a better choice. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sell the 2007 as a package and get another set of door panels made for the 2015 seats. So one of the things we're going to do probably tomorrow is I'm going to get that 2007 seat down. I'm going to put them both in the car, kind of get a look, measure cushion height, see which cushion has better height for sitting in the car, probably swap seats around, figure out which one I want to go with, and make a final decision on seats. After that, we're going to have a rear seat. I don't know if we're going to get to that right away, but we're going to take the 75 seat and the newer seats and we're going to combine them so that we have a 75 frame with newer plaid stitching and fabric and all that stuff on it. So I'm just going to kind of run through the list. This isn't really in any order after that. There's some interior gussets I want to talk about, and I'm going to get to those in one of the episodes, but inside here the body isn't joined together super strong in a couple of spots. I'm going to show you those because on these early cars, these cars do flex and they get little stress fractures right here in the B pillar, and I think I know why, and I want to show you guys in one of the later episodes why I think these cars get such a bad stress crack right here on the B pillars. This car I don't think has the stress cracks. If it does, it may be just one on the driver's side. I'll show you guys how we're going to fix those later too. The floor pan, we've still got to strip everything down, paint the floor pan once we finish up welding the seat bases. So we'll do some floor covering and some sound deadening, stuff like that. The shifter, the plate for the shifter assembly, we need to build a platform to mount the shifter plate to, so that we can actually have that in the car. We're going to build it out of metal. I've done it a few different ways on cars I've converted in the past, and I want to do this one where I build the shifter up a little bit so I'm not reaching for it on the floor. Clutch cable or a hydro conversion. So with the transmission I'm using, it's either you can either set it up to be clutch cable activated for the or a hydraulic cylinder activated. We need to decide which way we're going to go. One of my previous cars, I had it set up with a clutch cable setup. I really liked it. It had good feel, never worried about it leaking. There's a little more cost involved. It's actually cheaper to go with a hydraulic slave cylinder for the clutch. So we need to look at that, figure out which way we're going to go there. Engine lower end refresh. When I bought the motor, I bought it from a junkyard. They said it came out of a running car. I remember about 4 years ago I had the pan off. when I was getting it hung in the car, because I needed a place to store it, and I figured inside the car is the best place to store it. And I made some notes on the intake manifold on a piece of blue tape that something about rod bearings need to be looked at. So at some point I'm going to pull the engine out. We're going to do that. I don't think I put a clutch in it. I think I just bolted the engine and bell housing together. So we'll do some seals, we'll do some lower end cleanup, just kind of make everything sealed up and good, make sure we're not going to have any issues when we get the car running and start driving it. Lower rocker replacement, I've talked about this in a couple of the videos already. The lower rocker panel on the driver's side was just plain bad. It was ghetto. I replaced it with a part from a used car that I bought from a junkyard, and the outer skin, I had an old welder that I was using. It didn't have a gasket. I was still new at doing panel replacement. I'm not going to say I'm any kind of superhero at doing this, but I've learned a lot since I did that one. So we're going to pull that one off. I have up there in a box, I have a brand new one. Rear lower corner replacement on the driver's side as well. The lower rear of the wheel arch is rotted out. I've got a new panel for it. We've just got to do the sheet metal replacement, and there's a couple of pieces on the inside. I guess it would be like inside the wheel well or behind that we need to fix too. Just little small pieces that we need to fix. Engine wiring, interior wiring, and fuse box. So the car is empty. There's some dash wiring here, but it's 40-some years old. I don't really trust 40-year-old wiring. So the engine wiring, I've got the engine harness for the engine. It needs to be modified so that we can adapt it to whatever we're going to use in the interior of the car. I'll still need to decide what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to go with like an aftermarket wiring kit, or if I'm going to use factory wiring from another vehicle. So I've got some research to do on that, and I need to figure out what the best, most reliable way to do it and what the least amount of cost is. It may be cheaper to go yard some wiring out of a car at the junkyard. You're getting someone else's problems potentially there though, so still some decisions to make on that. Doors, paint or replace, we talked about that in the first episode. I need to either get these to match or come up with a plan to get them painted. Try to get somehow to match the paint and the patina. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to work that out yet. That's a pretty low priority. I have doors. I could drive the car with the doors the way they are. Paint, refresh, and restore. You're not going to be able to see it, but somebody put racing stripes on the hood and roof of this car. I think they used like a clear coat type product to do it. So we need to get rid of those. They're, I guess, ghost racing stripes or whatever you want to call it, but I don't like them. I would rather just have it all one color and look like stock paint. So we're going to try to bring that back down to the factory finish and restore it. Suspension, I have some mid-range coilovers in a box down here. I don't know if we're going to use them, but I bought them because I needed to be able to move the car. I needed something that I could bolt on this car and roll it around if I need to. Right now it's on jack stands. It's been on jack stands for about 6 months. So if I need to get it rolling, I have stuff that I can put on it, but I haven't decided which way I'm going to go with suspension yet. I might roll that for a while and later down the road upgrade it to a nicer kit. Exhaust, once we get the engine in, get all the wiring done, we're going to have to come up with some kind of exhaust system. It should be pretty self-explanatory. There are off-the-shelf solutions for that, so that's going to be that's just going to be throwing money at it as opposed to reinventing the wheel. Brakes, I need to come up with a couple of solutions for brakes. I've already got some larger 10-inch compatible calipers, so I need to get some rotors. need to come up with a solution for rear brakes. Either I'm going to upgrade the drums in the back, or go to like a Mark IV, like a 2000 or 99 to 2005 rear caliper with like a Grotto G60 rear rotor, which would still allow me to have the 4-lug option. Intercooler and tubing. Obviously, since it's going to be a turbocharged motor, we need to come up with some sort of intercooler that's going to fit real nice in there, and then all the tubing that's going to go with it. One thing I don't have on here is I don't have wheels written down on here. I have a set of wheels right now. I'm not really happy with them. As y'all know, wheels either make or break a vehicle. You can have everything else done under the sun, but if it's got the wrong wheels on it, it just it's not right. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with wheels yet. I've got to sell the wheels that I currently have. I've got them up for sale right now, but that's the plan, is come up with a different set of wheels. And obviously we got time. I've got a set of just little cheapo 14s down here that I picked up off of Craigslist that I can run around on in the meantime, worst case scenario. So I'm not really stressing about it. The right wheel is going to come along at the right time, and it will make this car. So one other thing that I didn't write down on here, and I'm gonna write it down after we get done taping this, bumpers. A bunch of different options for these cars. Used to be the ticket was the plastic Euro bumpers. Those are unobtainium anymore and wouldn't be right for this car. The early chrome skinny bumpers, I've had a set of those. I sold them with the car on the car that I sold about 5 years ago now. And although they look really good, they don't offer really any protection at all. They're super weak. What I've got on here right now is I've got a set of cabriolet bumpers on here. They're aluminum, they're light. They'll take a little bit of abuse, but I want to do these a little more custom. So I've got some things in mind for these, and you're just going to have to wait and see what I do for that. But I think it'll be true to the heritage of the car. It'll still look good, and it'll be one of those things that'll won't stand out, but if you know what you're looking at, it'll be really obviously that something cool has been done there. So that's our list. That's kind of where the whole project's going, like the whole scope of the project. And I'm really sorry that the seats are taking like 8 or 9 episodes to get done. I won't say 9 because I want to have it done in 8, but I'm really sorry. It's a lot of work. I wanted to show you guys, in case you guys wanted to do it, a real good breakdown of the process that I used to get Mark 5, 6, or 7 seats. Here's a tip. They all have the same bolt pattern. So Mark 5, Mark 6, Mark 7, all of those seats share the same bolt pattern. I've got a set of Mark 5 seats and a set of Mark 7 seats, and they both have the same floor pattern. So they're interchangeable once you build the brackets. So if you do that and you do this to your car, you're going to have a really wide choice of seats for a really long time, and you can swap them out. If you get tired of one, you can switch to another. You can, and they're so cheap. They're current. If you can find a set of the really cool like European Recaros, they'll have the same pattern on the floor. You just got to bolt them in. So just something to think about for you guys that are getting ready to do your own projects out there, or midway in your projects and you're thinking about seats. Once you do that and you go through all the pain of making the brackets and getting them ready to bolt in, you'll have a really wide variety of seats to choose from. So I hope that gives you guys a kind of a bigger picture of what I'm thinking about, the direction I'm going, and kind of all the things that need to happen to get this car back to a driver status. So thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here and you want to be notified of when the next videos are coming out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. It's been really neat to see everybody getting excited about an old rabbit project some guy's doing in his garage. So until next time, get out there and work on something.